think we should just take the mics off, to be quite honest.
Well, no, we just need to turn them off. They're not hooked up anymore.
We're going to take the mics off.
It's powered down already.
Mine was not. Okay, hold on. We're going to do this. Oh, they can hear us now. Yay.
Here, we're going to wear them just to pretend.
Okay, well, someone's saying yes and someone's saying no.
Oh, it's like everyday answers in the classroom.
I feel like I am in a middle school classroom.
I'm still echoey though.
Right
I'm going to turn this reverb down a little bit.
Oh, now they can hear us. Okay. Hi, guys.
Is the echo better? I hope the echo's better.
Is the echo better for you all? Welcome to Tuesday, Two Broke Teachers with a Mic.
Episode 8. My husband's out of town, so I was doing the electronics all by myself.
And
we were so close.
Just so you know.
We were so close.
Hello, Hudson. How are you, my child?
Hi.
Thank you for subscribing and watching. And then, let's see who else is on there. Oh, he's doing well. And we've got Mr. Ami on there.
Oh, nice.
Hello,
Hi.
I think we have some people.
He's been out there promoting for us.
That's right. We love our friends. We love our friends.
We do.
Yeah, it's exciting. How's your week been thus far?
Okay, let's start off with end of the year shenanigans.
End of the year shenanigans.
Right? What happens at the end of the year every year? 2 things. Number 1, behaviors amp up.
Fights.
And ISAT testing. So,
well, but it's testing everywhere because it's not just ISAT.
No,
it's just
it's
testing.
And it's all states.
It's awful.
And so
just so you know, we are not proponents of testing.
No,
I do not believe a test defines you. Will we prepare you for that?
It shows us growth, but no, it doesn't. Everybody grows.
I'm a terrible test taker.
I mean, I'm a terrible. I'm such a bad test taker.
And it doesn't make you any smarter or less of a student.
No.
But that's what I feel like our students, all of the students, are taught. I don't like that.
I do like to see the growth measure. I don't put over focus on it.
No.
I like to see the growth measure because it's so fun to see how much they've grown over the year. And I really like that.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, that's my family. They're traveling. They're traveling home from out of state.
No, I agree with you on that.
But they're so focused, and I'm going to tell you, they're rocking it. And they're so focused in, they're working hard, they're reading their books, they're being quiet when other kids are testing if they're done. But those tests get over, and the rest of the day, I plan a semi-fun
kind of brainless activities.
Yeah, well, I did kind of a fun group vocabulary activity where we were doing stuff with military words. We're reading an amazing book called Code Talker, and we were doing this fun little group thing, and you would think I was throwing a 4th of July party at the beach.
Because they're so over, just done with testing.
Yeah.
My son's class, poor little dudes, they test, what time did I drop them off today? 8:30, and he said they tested till noon, and he did math today. He said he felt very good and finished early, but they just read the whole time because they can't draw, they can't do all that stuff. Yes, testing is too much, and it does take forever. You are correct.
So a lot of schools, especially since COVID, have done the shortened version, which is great. So right now we're just going, I'd say more like 8:45 to 10:15. So ours isn't even too long, and most of the kids are finishing on the 2 days during the week we're doing it, and then we have an extra day for those who need more time.
You mean when they're actually coming to school?
When they actually come to school, yes.
So that is difficult, though. I mean, I don't remember it dragging on like this when we were little.
I do remember it dragging on, but it was so different for us because, we're old. So I'm Gen X. Are you also Gen X?
I'm Gen X too. No, I'm Gen X.
So students, we didn't have computers, which is something we'll talk about in a minute, but we got a paper booklet.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
And it
said stop.
You had to have
stop.
Yeah, you had to have number 2 sharpened pencils, and if it wasn't number 2, it would not just
They graded her pictures, not the answers,
remember there
guys.
were years where I'd just be like C, C, C. Like letter C was a real common answer because if I didn't know, it was always going to be letter C.
For sure.
Like it didn't
but that's
matter.
what they would say. Just guess C. Just guess C.
And so if you don't know, I'm like,
Did they ever tell you on Scantrons, like, now just, you youngins, Scantrons are tests with little bubbles that you just, you read the question, then you fill in the right answer that corresponds.
They're separate papers.
But at the top, it would say, like, key. And I was always told, I never tried it because I was scared. I was always scared. If you, like, colored in key, you would get it right or you would get 100% because they would think it was the test key. You never heard that?
No.
So I kind of want to know if that was accurate or not. So if there's any older teachers out there, we probably can. Can someone chat GPT that for us?
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of chat GPT.
Please share what happened.
Okay. So I like to do projects with my kids. And we made these amazing ancient China dioramas. We used this best friend, best enemy program called Sign Up Genius, and I invited kindergarten through 8th grade classes
to do the tours.
15 minutes of time to come see the kids' dioramas.
I think I signed up for that. I was not at work, but I think my class went. Shout out Samantha Jones.
I know, seriously. But it gives the kids such a great chance to come and see what other classes are doing. It gives my chance of class. No, I'm out of words today. My class a chance to practice what they want to talk about before their presentation.
Right, for sure.
So we had a 30-minute break because some of the schedule had gotten messed up and they accidentally signed up in their lunchtime and stuff. And we're sitting there, and a certain super fun chatty student that I have, and we sit to talk, and we're talking, and he's like, Mrs. Wright.
I already know who you're talking about. I haven't been there this week.
I know.
Oh my god.
He's like, Mrs. Wright.
Oh my god.
So
I know who you're talking about.
You're going to tell me, you can look me in the face and you can honestly tell me when you were in school, you never used ChatGPT. You never got on ChatGPT to help you write your essays for your projects. And of course, the class is already like, bro. And
we use Cliff Notes.
And I'm looking at him, and I was like, okay, we've discussed this. You know how old I am. I was like, ChatGPT wasn't even a thing. It wasn't even a thing like 5-ish years ago. We have
computers.
And that's what I was going through. And he's like, you're lying.
We had computer lab days.
And I'm a little older than you. We were full on Dewey Decimal System.
And typewriters.
We had a librarian.
We had that.
It was like, go down this row and find the number and get as many books as you need to write your thing. Now, did we copy it word for word out of the book sometimes?
100%,
Probably.
100%.
Did we reuse essays
100%.
from one class to another? Yes. But we did not chat GPT because he was like, are you lying? And I was like, 100%. Not lying. But yeah. But it's hard for them to realize
that computers
how
didn't
new this
exist
stuff
at one time. The older we got though, we had these things called Cliff Notes. Cliff Notes or Cliffs with
so
an S?
maybe my sophomore, junior year of high school, those started becoming more common.
And now mind you, my dad would have literally murdered me. Like he made me, anytime like there wasn't homework, you're reading a classic novel, which I am thankful for now.
Right.
Wasn't back then. But oh my god, Cliff Notes changed my life.
Yeah.
Cliff Notes was
VHS and Cliff were my best friends.
Like if you had a novel, like say Code Talkers, right?
Yeah.
That's what you guys are doing, or like the Odyssey, the original, or something like that. This was like a 25-page little time,
like a summary.
A summary of each chapter with all the. Oh my! You read that? You could pass the test.
I used those to get through college.
I never used them. I should have used them in college.
In college, my first year, I was like all about the brand new books. I was like, oh, they're so good. They have better resale value and things like that. By my sophomore year, I learned you don't buy the new books. You buy whatever book looks like it has been purchased and sold back the most.
Because it's the cheapest. And the notes
it
were
has
in
all
it.
the notes. It has the highlights. People got to where they would put which teacher which highlights were for.
Oh.
And so it was like, I felt like I was ahead of the game. And I would pair that with good old Cliff. And I would, and I'm pretty sure in college I reused and repurposed, making it a little bit better, most of my middle school and high school essay type papers.
My parents probably would have murdered me if I did that.
I don't
Because
think
they read everything.
My mom, I don't think my mom knows.
Oh.
But I was college. I was out of state by the time I went to college.
But I will tell you, when my dad, after, and during the summer, I didn't have a summer. I was doing sports or reading novels every week and writing book reports for my father. But in college, I will tell you, people paid me to write their college papers for them.
Yeah.
That was how I made my side money because I had read all the books already. So, hot tip, kids. Read these novels, and when you get to college, you can make some money.
I made a ton of money on my now husband. He was my boyfriend then. But with his roommates. I would type their essays, and I would edit them and get them all done, and they would pay me like $100 an essay. And that was good side money.
I mean, I feel like it's probably
But do your own work.
Well, they don't. That's the thing. Like,
well, you don't need it,
we know
they
our
have
kids writing
now,
but like when they turn in essays, and I'm like, this looks like something better than I could write, and I've seen your writing.
Yeah.
I'm like, so we talk, and I'm like, dude, like
college level.
Let's
essay,
be real. Like, I read your paragraph last week, and then here we are looking like you're a Harvard graduate.
Yeah.
And
last couple of years, I had students that would have their rough draft, because we do handwritten rough drafts with no computers, just in the classroom.
Same.
But then I do have
it's like a graphic organizer.
We start with the graphic organizer, then we go to rough draft, and we do peer edits, and then they type, from their rough draft, and they get it. I say type, but they get it in on the keyboard. And once they get that Google Doc done, then they do another set of peer edits so they can finalize things. And every year I get a kid, and I'm like, wow, your essay has nothing to do with the rough draft. And they're like, oh, I decided to go in a different direction with it. I'm like, really? Because this just really feels like ChatGPT wrote this story for you last night.
And they're like, that's the direction I went in.
Yeah, it's like you didn't use the 2 weeks to get anything done, because I'm like, I read the 3 paragraphs out of the 5 pages you had yesterday.
And it literally sounded like you were in a different book.
Yeah. I mean, even if you go in and you try to do the cheats, like tell it to spell this wrong, or tell it to like mess up every so many lines and stuff.
You can do that on ChatGPT.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, my own.
I haven't invested my time in it. I caught
my own child, my 8th grader, trying to do it. I want to say it was last year. And so then my other kids were like, "Oh yeah, you just tell it to spell like one word wrong every 2 sentences."
Lucy, right?
I know.
We are having a chat. Also, shout out for your bracelet. Love you.
I know her, but her teachers are so smart, and they obviously caught on like right away. It was still so far above what a normal 7th or 8th grader or 6th grader in your case would
now,
write.
Is it just, okay, because clearly I have not investigated it this much. Is it just for writing, or can you be like, ChatGPT, solve this math problem?
Oh yeah, it'll solve math problems. It'll make schedules for you.
Well, I knew that.
Pretty much anything you put into it, you just tell it what the parameters are.
So
but they also have
more math problems.
They have math cheat programs where you can just take a picture of the math problem.
Oh,
and it solves
I have heard that.
And it solves the steps and writes it out. And
do you remember when
this is why we can't use computers in class anymore.
Do you remember? This wasn't on computers. Do you remember a couple of years ago when a student came up to me, and it was, I think it was like an 8th grader or something. It was like in a remediation class, and they were like, "Can you help me solve this math problem?" And like, the kids know, don't come to me for math. And I was like, let's give it a whirl, all right? And I solved it. And I walked out of that room, and I was like, I am leaving on this. That semester I solved. They will still tell you this to this
So when I was in middle school back in the 80s and the high school in the 80s and 90s, algebra was, like sophomore year, you would take algebra 1. Junior year, you'd look at algebra 2. They, now, obviously, starting in that earlier, even 4th, 5th, you're doing that pre-algebra, and they're doing algebra in middle school. So they're doing things that for me were more like high school, towards the end of high school, the way that they've shifted math.
Well, my son, I mean, thank the good Lord he got his father's knack for math. Now, he didn't get my knack for writing and reading, but, I mean, he's a great reader, but the writing, we're going to work on. The spelling, those two, we're going to work on.
Spelling's tough.
It's with the acronyms and it's just, it's ruined it. Yeah. Okay, how has because I know it's the end of the school year, I know my mental health has taken a total dive, not due to the students, not due to the parents, just due to life. How has your mental health been? And then I will go into my.
Overall, it's been okay. End of the year is always tough for me.
It's tough.
It's like you're drained, you're tired. It's not just the kids. We're all tired.
Yeah.
And gearing up. And I think part of it, too, is because there's so much more. You just have to be really locked in because of all the demands on us between the testing, the end of the year. You're dealing with, people that are higher up than us. You're dealing sometimes with parents. You're dealing with after ISAT behavior, which
is not good.
It's it's like you want to let it cut loose a little bit too, but at the same time, when you're testing for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or whatever the time,
it's a lot.
Like we also have stuff that we've got to get done before the end of the year, and so my stress level goes up quite a bit, and I get to where I don't sleep great. So for me right now, it's my sleep.
You're struggling with that. I feel like I either have really, really great night's sleep or not any sleep at all. Mm-hmm. Not at all. Mm-hmm. But we don't want you to leave either, dude. And you are ready for high school. It is sad. You are ready. Yeah. But you're still going to keep in touch with us.
Oh,
and
100.
You're totally ready.
Yeah.
But students and parents, how is your mental health? I know mine is tanking, which is why you haven't seen me lately.
Well, and like I knew who that is, but in 8th grade I think is tough too because they're going out into all new places, and I think kids that kind of already struggle with that anxiety, they do get so stressed at the end of the year because their routines, everything they know, the teachers that have supported them.
They know where their safe spaces in school are.
And a lot of the students are going to different high schools and stuff, and so I can see how some of that mental health is tough at the end of the year.
But you should know we are with you, and we are struggling too. Yeah. It's hard. Like, not only is it hard for us, it's hard to see kids go. Like, yes, we've kept in touch with hundreds and hundreds of kids.
So many.
But it's hard. Yeah, your mental health's been in the middle. I feel you. Mine has been on the lower end of the spectrum, and it sucks. Like, you think when you're older, like, you have the tools to work through it, and I have not recently, and I have needed to seek outside resources, which has been great. And thank God I have the support of my team and my friends, and my students and past students, but...
Well, and it gets a bad rap. Seeking outside help, I feel like it still has
like a stigma
to it, and it shouldn't. I think it's getting better, but I think getting kids, having adults have that extra support, whether it's counseling or some sort of a therapy or just a safe person to talk to is so
important. And to validate that, like, you're not crazy and your feelings are valid and what you are feeling is valid, and maybe things that people are doing are inappropriate, and you need that validation because it starts to become like a head game, right? And you're like,
not sleeping or you're going through something, you know, you have to be on for the kids.
All the time.
Because you don't want to, you know, I let a situation get the best of me last week. And
this
y'all,
last week?
Yeah, y'all know I'm not a crier. I do cry when it's
Hashtag
important.
don't make Stephanie cry.
I just, when I get really frustrated and I don't have the proper words to communicate how I feel, I often get tears, which in turn also can be embarrassing. But I was just frustrated with the conversation, and it's okay. I mean, not all conversations are going to work out the way I want, but I just needed to take a break. And first of all, the students were so sweet and adorable. They're just like, "Are you okay? Okay, you're telling us you're fine, but you don't look fine." And I'm like, "Just give me a minute," like, you know. And I'm trying to stop, but I can't. And the more they check on me, the more
worse it gets.
tears I have, because they're so sweet, because I know they're not asking just to ask. Like
it's
they genuinely care about us the way we care about them. And,
for sure. And they don't see us lose it often.
But at the same time, like, I feel bad because I feel like because I'm not super emotional at school in that way, I too think that it worries them a little bit. And they're like, you know, and I always want to be on for them to make sure that, like, if they're having that type of day, they know I'm always here for them. And
but I think it humanizes us
right.
more. It makes them understand, like, more on their level. Like, hey, like, we have crappy days too, and like, people that set you off can also set us off.
And shout out to my little Sebbies and 8th graders that were like totally like feeling it for me. You know, 7th period last week, but your poor little 6th graders didn't know what to do. They were just like, we're not even gonna look at it. We're just gonna do our work. It was the quietest. I have one of yours. It's a real. Well, I guess I have a couple of your real chatters from 6th grade. It's about the quietest I think they've ever been in my room. So maybe I should cry more often. Maybe that's the answer.
It's
that like the room, you could have heard a pin drop. And normally
we don't
it's
want
hard
to
to keep
repeat that.
100. No, I
of that situation is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't like to get so frustrated that I'm at that point.
Well, people shouldn't push you to that point. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, and I felt bad because I wasn't there. Like I said, I've been on a mental health break for a minute or week or so.
Well, your kids haven't forgotten you.
Not babies.
Okay, so I literally wrote down a couple things to ask you about, because it's things that I'm hearing the kids say.
Ask me.
And then I'll give you mine, because I was saying some stuff in class today, and these are the Sebbies. And all of a sudden, one of them, who doesn't come to school a lot, bless his little heart, says, "Oh my word, you sound like Witherspoon." And I was like,
"What did you say?"
Yeah.
What did you say?
So first, what do you think the top 3 things are that, hands down, you feel like you say to kids over and over?
Life's tough. Wear a helmet.
What about just like in regular day-to-day class?
Like, oh my God, I love that for you.
Did
they say that?
You did it. That wasn't it, though. You're gonna die when I tell you.
I feel like I say, I love you. What else?
So sweet. That is not what I said. What? We are in 7th grade. I did not. So I said, okay. First of all,
you dropped on your head as a child?
I think at least 50 times an hour. I'm like, stop touching.
Oh, yeah.
Why are you touching each other?
If you're going to touch someone, touch yourself and do it at home.
Keep your hands off each other. Like, why are you poking? Why are you touching their pencil? Why are you touching their... Get in your chair. It's just like over and over. Just the touching. I'm like, listen, it's getting weird.
Oh, did you do that? This isn't a meet and greet?
Well,
or did you break up with your chair? Is that why you're not in it?
So it was that one, and I was trying to get through like 20 minutes of an interactive lesson, but it wasn't. It was one-sided. They were talking about other things, but again, it was after testing, and you're trying to.
Students,
what do
you guys? What do I
say? And here's what I said.
What do I say?
After like the 30th time, after saying, "I really need voices off. I need you listening." Then I was like, well, maybe we'll just write essays on what the word quiet means, and we'll turn that in tomorrow. And one of them's like, "You're starting to sound like Witherspoon." And And then I said, well, if I didn't sound like a broken record, saying it over and over and over, and that's what the student yells and goes, oh my God, you are Witherspoon. And I was like, listen.
That's right. That's
I'm
right.
like, I get you don't understand the whole broken record analogy because we're 80s kids. But I'm like, I think I finally told myself, I'm going to pick up my phone and I'm going to record myself saying this, and I'm just going to put it on a loop for the rest of class because I was saying it so much today. And
you need to do what I do. And you say it enough. And then when that one student is like, so what are we supposed to do? I just go like this.
Well,
and then you have those 3 students that are like, oh my God, and then they repeat it for you.
And normally that's how it goes. But today, half of them just couldn't stop, and the other half were yelling at that half to stop. So then you're trying to quiet down both sides because nothing's getting done. And so I was just like, well, you have homework. I mean, we gotta get through stuff.
I like when they sit there and half of them do this, and I'm like,
are you rocking out?
Well, I know at one school I came from, the little kids.
The quiet coyote from like elementary, early elementary.
The middle school kids sit there and I'm like, are we doing a puppet show?
I know.
Like, I want to laugh at them, but like, they're being so sweet and respectful.
Well, and trying to get them to understand, like, if you would just quit shushing and yelling at them to be quiet.
The shushing.
Because you're almost louder than the person who was talking. But I've got kids right now, because I finally had a kid kind of yell today. I was like, dude, but there's somebody else in class, and I totally know who it is. I am Captain Inspector. I will hunt these poor little kids down, and when things are going on, but one of them thinks I can't hear them, and they're saying the kid's name over and over and over while I'm reading our novel to him, thinking I can't hear. So of course that kid finally is like, what? And I was like, why are you yelling now? And he won't quit saying my name.
These
I was
poor
like,
kids.
oh my golly, so I'm just like, so I just can't wait to get done. We're so close
with
to
the
being
year
done
or with the
ISACs.
books?
Oh, both.
No, and it's not that we don't love you guys. It's just
they're fun kids.
It's
but
fun.
It's the constant.
And we need breaks too. I mean, we do. Okay, what else do you have on your note? I'm like ready for this.
I know, seriously. Oh, well, I was going to go back to top 3 quotes. So you said, wear a helmet, life's tough.
Life's tough, wear a helmet.
Okay. The other one they said was, so what's the next one you said? Just a second ago.
I love that for you.
And aren't you a delight? So I started using your things
I'm
on
so
him.
glad you did it
I was
because
like, oh my word.
I said that to a parent this year when they were not a delight.
Yeah, I'm starting to steal quotes from other teachers. I'm like, my old stuff is not working. They've heard it a million times. I'm going to start quoting other teachers. I've quoted Mandy Simpson in the last few days.
Oh, Mandy Simpson comes up with the best.
She has
quotes.
the best one-liners.
She totally does.
I've been grabbing some of your stuff. I'm like, listen, at this point, I
like when they're in really bad moods and you're like, ooh, aren't you a delight today?
I'm going to start pulling out those, I don't know, elementaries have all these little
oh my God,
things.
I went into my son's room the other day because since I've been on this break.
Waterfall or,
yeah, Hudson, if you can hear me, come in here. She goes,
it's something.
Waterfall, all the kids go, and I'm like,
and people are like, you don't do that?
happening?
You don't do that in middle school? And like, that's just, no, I think they think I was weird.
They would 100% make fun of us.
And I have done other things.
I do like Regulators,
year.
and they do Mouth Shut from the song Regulators.
Yeah. So I've done song quotes.
Yeah, like a lot
this.
of rap lyrics they do.
I was in the beginning there. This year, like I adore this group. They are a ball of energy, both classes and together, especially
I want to see what happens when you try water. Can you video it?
Waterfall.
Waterfall.
I'm just like, I do the, I'm just like, listen, voice is off, eyes on me. I'm like, this is where we're at in the year. But they do, and they do it quick. And somehow that became my call sign. I had fun ones in the beginning of the year that nobody was responding to. And so I was just like, voices off, eyes on me, and everybody's just silent. And they looked at me. I'm like, I guess that's it this year.
It's like when the chicken heads thing. Like we
Yes.
call all our chicken heads. I started that. Yeah, I just the caca. So now we do chicken heads. And so one day I was like, chicken heads, you guys. And they're like, what? And I said, what do I call you guys? And one of my kids goes, disappointment?
That's right.
I fell out of my chair because I never laughed so hard in my life. And I'm like,
yeah, kids come up with the best one-liners.
I don't think I've ever said that, but that's like now like the running joke.
Yeah, I've gotten to the point where I'm quoting kids back to the kids.
I don't. Okay, so this is weird. It says, look at what our thing says. I'm gonna let you read it because I don't I haven't been on a device in a minute, so.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Someone message us to make sure we can still see messages.
Our 8th grade friend just sent a laughing face. So,
another one? Or was that before? Because he did one before.
My adorable 8th grade buddy, can you throw another smiley face up there so I can see if it's still working?
Oh, I want to touch on this. The kids roaming the halls.
Yeah, that was my last one.
That's a good one.
I'm not sure. I don't know what that means. Swipe to
they can still see it. We're good.
Somebody's sending us some weird, interesting things.
But we're not swiping.
But we're not going to swipe.
Yes.
Swiper. No swiping. Maybe that should be my call sign. Swiper. No swiping. Because those 7th graders are swiping each other's stuff for days on end right now.
And some have the Dora haircut from
Why is the Dora haircut coming back? And the mullet should not have come back.
Guys,
but the Dora haircut is coming back. Not for the girls, but for the dudes. Like, I'm like, what? Okay, first it was just one, and I was like, okay, that's
new.
That's a dwarf.
That's a thing. That's a thing.
But then there's 2, and now there's like 3 or 4. It reminds me of like the little Dutch boy on the paint can that's got the little, like the, I don't know, I used to call it like, it looks like a bell, or I
know what you're talking. It's Dora. It's literally Dora.
It is Dora.
Or the shaving of the eyebrow. Which, by the way, in case you're wondering, no, it's not. I will 100% walk into a class and be like, yo, what happened?
Yeah, shaving here in middle school, it's a new concept for young gentlemen. Girls, don't shave here.
Or your eyebrows.
No.
You need a ride somewhere, we can work on it.
Or, like, do something cool, like a lightning bolt. I mean...
Not just like a patch of hair missing.
Yeah, it looks like something happened, like they got in a fight and it just,
but that's
like,
why
a patch of skin
just
was lost.
And they're like...
But it's the girls and the guys.
But I like when they, like, act like... Oh, my sister's trying to FaceTime. I like when they act like... They don't know what you're... Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Well, there's a giant gap in your eyebrows,
right?
So...
Yeah. So I have a genuine question for other teachers. We're going to go back to the hall roaming.
Yes, this is a good one.
Okay.
This is a good one.
Teachers, we're going to make this into a short. I hope you're watching, and I hope we get some replies. We would love for you to email us some stories at twobroketeachersandamic@gmail.com.
Yes.
What is it about middle school where the kids are doing like they like somebody in a different class, so they do like the timed bathroom breaks from different classrooms.
But they can't read clocks for anything else.
They cannot.
So how do they, when the big hands on this?
Well, it's just the wandering. It's like, hey, can I go to my locker for this real quick? And you say, yeah. And next thing you know, the office is calling. You're like, hey, I have these kids up here. I grabbed them because they're just wandering in the halls. And I'm like, their locker's 2 steps from my door.
Sorry, Alyssa.
I'm like, the wandering is starting. Yeah, it's starting.
But it's like a weird
it's the planned
situation.
Hallway, hangout.
Also, there's cameras everywhere. Why are you doing this?
Yeah, those hallways.
Those glitchy cameras, though, I don't know. So maybe they can just get through it. I don't know.
Yes, there was funny shenanigans behavior at the end of the day for ISATs every day, and mind you, we're done by 10:15. So the end of the day it's a long time. We've got a long time. So after testing, we still have an entire 40-minute class period before we even go to lunch.
Where we're like, we're going to teach you a whole lesson.
Well, the shenanigans, like I'm teaching, and I'm reading, and they think they can't see me, and I've got kids on different sides of the room, like making faces and pretending to throw fireballs at each other back and forth, and I'm like, are we in a dance-off? Like, I'm confused. Like,
I feel like.
So that's been my big thing lately, is what I keep saying is like, why the shenanigans? Like, I don't. Do you think I can't see you?
Well, they are saying it's because they don't want to do work and they want to see their friends when they can't because of class.
That's welcome to school.
That being said, we are delights.
And
why do you not want to be with us?
We know you're on video games till 3 a.m.
Yeah.
You literally fess up to us.
Yeah, so we know you're with your friends till like 3 a.m. anyway.
Yeah.
Which is later than any nightclub stays open. So
yeah. And then
at least you're preparing for college.
And then you come to class and sleep.
Oh, I don't think they can.
I've got sleepers.
Serious question. Well, ask them, because I'm pretty sure in my class they could not because of the volume of my voice. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that, I don't know. Is my class easy? I feel like it's not that easy to fall asleep in.
Yeah, I had one snoring so loud the other day. The whole class ended up laughing while I was reading because the snoring was so loud. I was like, are we? I was like, yeah. I'm like,
let him nap,
like kids that fall asleep. Oh man, I do. Every year I have a group of kids. I can remember 10 years ago when I was first back to teaching, and I had 43 kids in our 7th grade class. And they decided at first they thought it was not going to be enough kids to split them into 2 classes. So they kept them in one, and then they'd accepted some kids. So we had 43 7th graders for my 32 desks. Oh. So I had like little lap desks and clipboards and those old like fold-out chairs that have the little...
Yeah.
And so I had like my fold-out desks, and I was putting them everywhere. And I'm like, how do you sleep with this many humans in one room? Like the snoring, and you know, it's a loud environment even when you want it to be quiet with 43 7th graders in one class. And I was like, oh man, those people must sleep. Well, they obviously don't sleep amazing at night because they're sleeping through class,
or they're just teenagers and tired.
And I'm kind of jealous sometimes. I kind of like to take a nap.
Well, apparently, if you were in 8th grade and you had just finished your test, you have the option to sleep or read. So
nice.
I wish I was in 8th grade.
Yeah, not in my room. The snoring gets too loud. The snoring is definitely disruptive.
That sounds delightful, though. Yeah. I wish I could go back in time so I could take a nap.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm old enough. If you fell asleep in class, you were going to get whacked with a ruler. Or you were going to the principal's office for some swats on your behind because, you know, it was old school back then. I can remember getting hit with yardsticks and rulers.
It is probably, same. But it is, I will say, for our 8th graders, it's probably a better choice because number 1, they probably do need the sleep. And number 2, I don't think the majority of them, after like using their brains for testing, could sit and read a book because that's so much. I think they have the capacity, but I think they've just given it their all.
Yeah, I've let the kids, they can either just sit quiet or they can read.
Oh my God, and can you imagine 8th grade math? I would sleep the rest of the day.
The sit quiet isn't been working because that's where we're getting the dance parties across the room, and then the giggling starts. And those 7th graders are giggly. Once they get giggly, they have a really hard time stopping.
They are giggly.
And then,
but my son's like that too, and he's in 5th grade.
I think all the way through middle school, every year, I think the boys are way more giggly than the girls.
Oh, yeah.
The girls just give you the death stares. They're just looking at you like,
what's wrong?
Like they could kill you with their eyeballs.
Who was it? Come on, you have to tell us now. They said in 8th grade one kid was snoring so loud.
Oh, that's funny.
Now you're going to have to give it up.
Come and ask me tomorrow. I
won't
say online.
Don't say online, but let
come
Rachel Wright know tomorrow.
Yeah, you come see let's get in and get it done. Do your best and
kick butt.
move on.
And I get to see you guys next week. And
Woo-woo.
whoever is not there and across at other schools and across the country, we love you. And
but
keep sharing our stuff.
And if you have stories to share, email us.
Stories.
Email us. We will read your stories.
We can use fake names.
Yep. The number 2, broke teachers and a mic, all one word, @gmail.com. Send us your stories, and we'll start compiling lists, and we'll make it part of our podcast. That would be fun.
Wait, we're so excited. Thanks for hanging out with us on a terrific Tuesday night.
Taco Tuesday. I'm hungry.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
It hasn't been a bad day, but my bad day food choice once a month is Taco Bell, and yours is Sonic.
I like the mozzarella sticks
from
and a cherry limeade from Sonic.
I've never eaten.
You are missing out. Well, what do you get at Taco Bell? What's your go-to? I just want taquito Taco Bell. I miss the little doll.
Taco Bell. So okay. I like, because I don't eat meat, the Mexican pizza with no meat.
What's on the Mexican pizza?
It has beans and it has... What's up, little Spice Girl? How you doing? What's up? What else is that?
So just like cheese and like sauce and stuff?
It's like... I think there's lettuce on it. Now I can't... Oh my God.
So now we're going to have to just get one so we can like inspect.
I know. I have Taco Bell problems. But like my family tries to talk me off the edge because it is not good for me.
Healthy.
But like once a month, and this is how well she knows me.
Yeah,
I'm like out about it, and she's like,
Taco
Bell for dinner. I was like, how did you know? Like, yes, I am.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
I think everybody has a go-to. Yeah.
She is a Sonic.
Shout out on our video. What's your go-to?
What is your go-to on bad days?
Is it a snack? Is it a certain drink? Do you have a restaurant you like to go to?
Oh, and we both love Red Robin.
Red Robin. Anytime. Oh, my. Okay, listen.
Yeah.
Something about Red Robin fries makes any day better.
Yeah.
And they're bottomless.
It's Red Robin.
They're just so good.
It's Red Robin. It makes everything better. So
it does. Awesome. You guys have